Welcome to part 36 of our B44.2 build, and we're going to go ahead and tackle the chassis protective sheet. And what this awesome protective sheet does is it essentially protects our carbon fiber chassis from getting all scraped up and scratched up. And what's really awesome about this is that there's two things that's kind of awesome about it. Is that the protective sheet is included, and not only is it included, it's pretty thick actually. It's a good quality laminate plastic, so I'm pretty stoked about that. A lot of other carbon fiber based kits come out there, but they don't offer you any kind of protection, and then when you drive it on the track or you drive it on the road or wherever you're at, you come home and you look, and the bottom chassis is all scraped up, so you feel kind of bummed out about it. At least in this case, the protective covering would get scraped up or messed up. And what is kind of a bummer though about the protective chassis sheet is that it's not, fitted. So what you have to do is essentially you have to go ahead and trace it out and cut it yourself. And I kind of find this part to be, a little bit more problematic, if not problematic, but just somewhat kind of annoying, if you will. But it's just because I'm kind of a type A personality, and I would like to have this thing cut perfectly. So I really wish that Team Associated would have placed in, either like another real size template for you to choose to cut out, or even a better suggestion thinking about this is that you could essentially, if you haven't built out your B44.2 yet, is to essentially just trace out the chassis right on here even before you start building it out, and then leave yourself room at the top and bottom so that you could actually extend that over the gearboxes as well too. So it's just one thought. The other kind of problem with the carbon fiber sheet is that you can't check to see if any of your screws are tightened anymore, because once you lay in the sheet, you can't, for example, go back and tighten up any of the screws below, and that's kind of problematic. So another idea for you, another top tip for you, might be to only lay in the sheet when you're ready to race. Just before the big race, the sheet might just provide just a more streamlined airflow on the bottom of the chassis, for example. However, it might be minimal. And I'm just going to go ahead and just try to see if this fits. And that looks like it fits. I've actually snipped the front nose piece just a little bit too much. Should have left the nose piece just extended out a little bit more. Also, just so you know, like when you're putting on this laminate, they advise you to remove the front bumper in the manual. So, but just so you're aware, when I actually came here now to measure it, it looks like it doesn't even touch the front bumper. So I don't have that problem. But I essentially just unscrewed the front bumper for nothing. But it's kind of a bummer. So at least you learn from my mistakes. Like I would suggest, once again, just to trace out the chassis when you first get the kit, so you wouldn't have to go back and approximate it as much as I'm doing right now. So just go ahead and just peel off this laminate, and I should just have this awesome sticker sheet right below that, and that is just translucent. So we'll go ahead and just try to get this centered as good as possible, and then just start squeezing and pushing down here. So I'm just trying to get all the air bubbles out. It's not as fortunate. I do have some flashing on the sides, So I'm just going to go ahead and break out the X-Acto knife because the scissors is not accurate enough. I'm also just making sure that I don't have any external trim on the sides, just because if you have any external trim, what happens is that dust particles might get in there, dirt particles from the track or clay particles from the track might get in there, and then it just essentially could just weigh down your car just that much more for those of you guys that are concerned about weight of the car. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of patiently just work my way through this protective sheet, and there we go. So I'm generating just like a lot of materials, just kind of junk materials. I just place those off to the side. I'm going to go up to the front side here, and just making sure that this is lining up perfectly. I'm worried about causing more problems with it, actually, with this protective sheet. Just sometimes when I'm in the race, you know, I just want to kill some time, so I like to just kind of like double check that all the screws are tight in. Usually I check on the bottom of the chassis. So in this case, it's kind of unsettling. I don't have access to that just because that is set up like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and just make sure that everything is lining up, and I'm just trimming off this remaining excess flashing, and I should be good to go. And essentially this is how you essentially just laminate the protective sheet on there on a carbon fiber chassis. Thanks for watching, and remember, everything matters.